Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor is due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors be unto the elders, the apostles of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations be unto the hopeful elect brethren. Those in the gospel of God, lifting up the standard behind Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. It's the Akim Mahaloya coming back with a quick little in transit lesson through the spirit. This time, the trying times we're living in. As you know, certain spirits in the earth has been getting roused up. Formerly in the spirit of these Edomites, so-called white man, is really hell-bent on coming against people of the planet, mainly the Israelites, because according to Revelation 12:12, Esau knows he have but a short time. So the wrath of Esau Edom, which is the so-called white man, is coming in the form of these new lockdowns and different restrictions based on, this what they call pandemic, known as we call it C, abbreviated for Rona, but anyway, it looked like they're gearing a second shutdown because this is through Kansas City. COVID restrictions, or C restrictions, include limited on indoor gatherings, early closing for restaurants, and this is the second basically wave that they're talking about. So now the first thing they did was a test study. It was a trial run. What the hell? It was a trial run, and for the real thing, like Bill Gates basically bought out. He said, yeah, they think the first lockdown was something. Wait till the second lockdown, kind of roughly paraphrasing it, because they know that this is all an experiment. So what they're getting ready to do is start to shut these cities back down, in increments, to allegedly get their numbers down, which would justify them bringing out abominations such as medicines and so forth they can inject into your veins, okay, which we call it the jab. At least I call it the jab. So now the psychological warfare begins, okay? Because in order to really defeat an enemy, you can defeat them psychologically, and this is what it is. This is psychological warfare. Like when you go to work and they try to trap you up on policies and they try to intimidate you and come down hard on your back. That's called psychological warfare, okay? Because they know that you don't really know the policy and they know the ins and outs of it, like open-end policies. And this is basically what this is. This is basically psychological warfare, because the people, they're walking around with these ridiculous masks on their face, of a boogeyman, which, I'm not saying that there isn't a virus, but it's not it's like they're saying, whatever they didn't release in the food or chemicals and stuff like that, people are going to start really getting sick to these particular elements, because for the simple fact, this is the Lord's plan. But overall, it's a boogeyman, and the people that is getting sick from this are allegedly people that's already pre-existing ailments, so to speak. If a person died from a heart attack, you can't just put on a death certificate, well, they succumbed to the virus. You can't do that, because that's not true. But in order to manipulate numbers, this is what they're going to do. And already in Chicago, they're talking about canceling Thanksgiving. Lockdowns being in 4 to 6 weeks, which will eventually lead over to Christmas and New Year's Eve and all these other holidays that the Lord is taking away from you people. The Lord is shutting this stuff down finally, to the point that it's going to be all men for themselves all the time, to be acting simple out there. Like a lot of these men, they got a hard on for the men of Great Millstone, because for the simple fact, we tell it like it is. Well, I ain't gonna go out there and teach because GMS offended me. Well, that's your dumbass reason, man. That's the best reason you can come up, and that means you ain't nothing but a punk ass bitch, man. Excuse my French, but that's just the truth. And we don't get on you clowns enough. But anyway, it says Kansas City Mayor Quentin Lucas, that Uncle Tom Coon, bald head Negro, token Negro. All right, that guy's a complete damn idiot. He's a clown, man. I'll tell him to his face, he's a clown. But anyway, it says Kansas City Mayor Quentin Lucas says on Monday announced new restrictions limited the spread of C at the time when cases and hospitalizations are spiking into the metro area, which is bullshit. Okay, I work all throughout the province of Kansas. I work in 5 different counties in the state of Missouri. So, and I'm in Kansas City quite often. And I say that I'm driving past these particular places every single day. I don't see not a line out there. It's just like business as usual. it's business as usual, nothing different, the same cars, you know. Of course, people got to go to work, they got to make money, but same vehicles, no line is wrapped around the door. I don't see no tents. In some, you know, parking lots, they may have little trailers and stuff like that, but nobody's out there lining up for this crap, man. You know, and Esau's messing with my phone because, I mean, I cleared my whole storage bank out, but yet they still hitting me with limited storage. You know, that's Esau messing with my phone, trying to give me an upgrade. But anyway, let me get this real quick. Bear with me, I'm actually driving real quick, so I'm trying to read and drive at the same time, which is not always the best thing, but you know, we operate in the spirit. But anyway, it says here, it says the new guidelines is laid down by the city include limiting indoor gatherings to a maximum of 10 people. They've tried that already. Okay, it didn't do anything. You know, they pushed that, and if they come with another lockdown, then once again, we're going to have to go somewhere outside of city limits, or, you know, we're going to have to social distance on the highways and the byways. Because I think they're getting ready to cut this internet, man, anytime soon. I highly believe they're getting ready to cut their internet. It says here, because all this truth is coming out, Salakia, but it says here, having no more than 50% capacity within businesses. Right there, that's affecting businesses. When you are telling people that they only can have the capacity, then those restaurants are not able to generate the revenue that they need to keep up with the product, to keep the doors open. So what happens is, doing another shutdown, the economy goes boom. But that's the whole purpose. And wow, that's a cherry, right? I see a cherry just popped up. That's crazy, you know. But anyway, it says here, requiring masks for everyone indoors and outdoors at these facilities except while actively eating or drinking. That's idiotic. That's an oxymoron. Okay, my thing is, if I take off my mask and I eat, that's still could merit the fact that you can get affected off that. Like, if I take my mask off, it take me 30 minutes to eat a full course meal. You know what I'm saying? So what's the difference as me not having it on? Like, why are you forcing that? Because like I said, it's draconian, man. And that shows you we're at the end of days, because for the simple fact, we're at this point. You know, it came out the blue. The Lord said peace and safety and sudden destruction coming upon them as a woman in travail. So it says requiring all businesses and restaurants to immediately report known C-19 cases to the Kansas City Health Department. Why is that? Because it's almost like a census almost. Well, we need to know who it is so we can justify our numbers. If 5 people is infected, we need to say 15 people is infected, because like we said, it's all part of an agenda. This is the elite's plan. At the end of the day, this is what the elites are conjuring up, whether you believe us or not, okay? This is the new world order, and we're living in it. It says here, requiring masks wearing in all indoor spaces and outdoor spaces where social distancing cannot be maintained. It says requiring masks wearing in all gyms, fitness, and rec centers, and publicly owned facilities. And like I said, they're just going to close the doors on these places eventually. All right, so this is draconian. A lot of people ain't going for this shit, you know. And when this guy Biden transitioned into power, and then that's when the chips really going to fall in place, because a lot of these patriots, they're not happy with the way that their country is being ran. They feel like they're being hijacked by a bunch of tyrants. And in fact, it is some truth to that. But it says we're in the toughest moment since the virus came into our community. See, they're playing on words, okay? They're playing on words. You know, that word toughest, that's a panic for alarm for panic. The virus is coming to our communities. It says overcoming a crisis requires an aggressive and immediate response, but they ain't gonna never overcome it. They just gonna continue to play on something that's no evidence that it exists. They're gonna continue to play on something that you can't prove exists, but yet they want you to abide by their guidelines, but they're not proving to you that this thing really exists. You know, how can you tell somebody to trust and believe in what you're saying when you have no works behind to validate that? Like, trust I'm a man of the Lord, but I've never done a video, I've never prayed, I've never fasted, you know, I've never even did anything that's worth equating myself with a man of the Lord. How can you call yourself a man of the Lord? You know, Esau has some fucking nerve, bro. But it says here, state lines and county lines and city lines are nothing more than street names. It takes leadership in all of the U.S., our entire region, to slow the spread, which America is nothing but a big city. It says going into the day where the 22 ICU hospital beds available in Kansas City and 97 available metro-wide. It says the average daily hospitalizations currently in the metro hovers around 165 new hospitalizations a day. And that's still a low number compared to people that have cancer, people with tuberculosis, diabetes. This is all bullshit, man. But what gives them the power to do this is you simpletons out there. You monkey brains. You give them the power to do this shit to you, and then you walking around with an attitude because they're putting hell on you. Well, you gave them the license to do so. If you devils out there believe in your constitutional rights, then go ahead and get out there, man. Fight for what you believe in. Why you letting the elites take you over, which is prophecy? But hey, y'all need to do something about it. And you notice I said y'all, because this ain't our battle to fight. We're going to be good through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. But it says, without these additional protective measures to prevent the C-19 transmission, we as a community will continue to see this epidemic spiral out of control, said Rex Archer, Kansas City Health Director. Good break. Not only are we seeing record increase in new cases and C deaths, we will also experience additional deaths that could have been saved if there was room in a hospital to treat these infected people. So basically, you notice how when it hit one city, then it hits another. You see how it all happens in succession? That's crazy, man, But anyway, that's Esau and his boogeyman shit. Because Esau, he really is the boogeyman, Those of you that, those of us that believed in the boogeyman, we were kids, we check under the bed and make sure there ain't no monster under there. The monster was right outside the whole time. It's this man. He's right around you, man. Esau is the big bad wolf, man. Anyway, I got a scripture here, not too many, but 2nd Ezra 16 and 21. It says, I'm sorry. Let's start at verses. I'm going to start at 8:17. It says, woe is me, who would deliver me in those days? Okay? That's a question, that's a prayer, or a question that we as the prophets ought to ask in the Lord. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that's going to get you through this is the tender mercies of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. The Lord have mercy on you of that number. If the Lord accept your sacrifice, and your works, then you'll be good. That's why we're fighting so hard, doing these shows and doing whatever else is required of us to get into good graces, man. And honestly, time now is for some serious spiritual self-examining. Me personally, I have to examine my spirit even more than what I've been doing and pick up the slack. And we all know as men where we slacking at and where we can do better, and I'll be the one to say that. If a man say, well, what am I slacking at? He's just lying to himself. Okay, but it says here, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings. It says the beginning of famine and great death. Okay, a famine is on the horizon. Hunger, controlled food shortages, rationing out. Like I went to the grocery store actually, I believe a few days ago, to pick up some items, and the tissue was pretty much out again. Why people are not stacking up on canned goods and things that they may need for necessities in case we get shut down again, which we will be. People buying toilet paper, which, toilet paper is something you need, but while y'all buying all this damn paper, I'm buying beans and raviolis and chili and crackers, and non-perishables, That's the stuff that I'm buying, because ultimately, when we can't go outside our house, I'm not finna sit in the house and starve to goddamn death. Only an idiot would do something like that, So, hey, brothers, you go to the store, just grab a little more every time, man. It ain't about hoarding, but just get what's sufficient for you, And, just control your appetites, because honestly, I haven't ate anything today. And I'm hungry, but it's not even necessary. Like, the Lord's been holding us over. Though I am finna go get some grub. But it says, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars and the powers that should stand in fear, beginning of evils, and what shall I do when these evils come? We're in these evil times, brothers. It says, but behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute. But for all these things they should not turn from their ways, nor their wickedness, nor always be mindful of their scourges. But behold, victuals should be so good, cheap upon earth, that they should think themselves to be in good case. But even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. All right, we're in a confused time now, because gas is at an old-time low. But yet, you're being locked now. You can't enjoy anything. Can't go to the movies. That's bringing confusion and sorrow. country is in uproar right now about, the shenanigans that's happening. So, but anyway, I'm going to shut it down there, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders, the apostles of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. And with that, Shalom.